Hello, everybody, and welcome back to High Button Sports as we get set for another game here in the female U18 league. As this one between the Selects and the Wolves. As the Selects in town this weekend, second home weekend for the Wolves. And I am still your commentator, Jeff Warburton, here for the Wolves to start the season. As we get off to start with a whistle here, and face-off will be over here to the left. The Selects off to a hot 3-0-0 start. Wolves looking to come off some home losses last weekend versus the Surge. Get into the win column. Selects down the left side. That puck is picked up and shot down into the end boards there by Vint. Vint loses that puck as McAdam picks it up, plays it down off the wall, and it's chased after and circled around by McIntyre. Lexi McIntyre up through the middle over the blue line, and that will be another offside as we are getting the travel legs out of the way here. Face off coming on the other side here of the ice. Puck dropped in. Pino gets a little chip on that one. It was touched, so no icing as they'll head down the right side. Picked up and trying to work that thing around. Richards, backhand, kisses that off the glass. It'll come back in near center now to Burris. Lila Burris in over the line. Burris comes down the right side. Active sticks, knock that puck away. Here in front. Moved back up through the middle. Selects. Back in behind Gamble. Up the half wall. Misses the stick, and it'll be a weak backhand there by Tanner as it goes back the Wolves' way in near the netminder. Picked up there. Gamble looks for the winger along the boards. It'll be picked up by Kate Morrow, though, for the Selects. Drop back and around. Selects. Back to the line here for Dorian. Dorian back over as it's slapped down into the right side corner. Selects pick up on it. Start to bob and weave. Looking for a little open room here is Rose McLean. She'll step into the middle. Shot hits off the stick, the shaft of the stick, into the end boards. Now Wolves pick up on that as it flies in near center. Carly Boyle picks it up, though, with ease, and will play that back in around down the right side. Puck worked in along the end boards. Over to Allie Chisholm. Chisholm getting pressure down there in the corner. Picked up here, worked around. As Chason tries to get it up the wall, and a high stick, or touching the puck with the high stick, whistles it down here. A few minutes in, so some back and forth action here to start. Face off here in front. That's picked up and fed back in behind there by Francis McDonald. Back onto the stick and tried to feed that in front. Francis McDonald, and sent into the netminder Amy Field, who will cover it up, and we'll get another whistle here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for official week number 2 here at the Female League. Next weekend, showcase weekend at SMU in Halifax. So all the young ladies and the teams will be in one place, banging out games day after day, hour after hour. So we are looking forward to that next weekend. That went in over the blue line down the left side. Looking for that puck to be fed in front, and it's swept on past the stick. Played back in through the middle. That's poked up by Francis McDonald. In around. Wolves. Lead play. Hits the back foot of McAdam. Down low. Trying to move that up. It'll head down the right. Picked up now. Sorry about that. It's knocked back in. The headset here. I think we're all right though. Face off to the left. 16-36. Face off. Still waiting as the refs talking to the select bench. Face off. We still wait. And it looks like it was a bit of a line. Oh, they tried to get someone out there, so that was the break in the action there for a second. It's kicked out of the dot, and the face-off will be here in the select's end. That one back, Richards, shot on, steered aside there. As Field on top of that after the short break. Played in near the end wall. Wolves to the middle, fanned on. Back to Richards. Richards shot. Comes back down in front, over to the left side half wall. Heads in behind the net. Trying for that puck. Selects. Send it ahead. Off the there. And picked up. Now down the left side. Heads in around. All right, sorry about that, folks, as we're just trying to sort out the audio there and hopefully back up. 5 minutes gone here in the first. Face off in along the end boards as the hand will go up, and we'll get a little break there as the tripping call. All right. Puck dropped in there again. As selects. Down there in front. Picked up here. And worked around that one. Backhanded across. Selects on the power play here. First power play of the game. Back to the blue line, looking for a walk-in. Shot, scores! And off the end of the stick there, Alexi McIntyre gets the selects on the board first. And we'll head back to center, 1-0 there for the selects. So the first goal comes off the power play. Back into the zone, so selects with a nice hot shot to start off after that goal. Lead play, up the wall. Picked up and started to skate that in, steered aside. Heads into the end boards, selects. Wolves, Duncan. Gets that one down back in front. Shot in around. Wolves start to move it, and coming in aggressively is Chisholm as Duncan picks up. We'll send that down for the change. Selects back over to the right. Gamble. Back and around. Little collision there. Playing the body as much as you can without taking the penalty. Chason Tries to work that back down around. Stevenson feeds it back to the blue line. Shot through traffic. Slowed up on the doorstep. Oh, and that one somehow stays out. I believe Martel with that shot down there. Bear with me as I get the names and the numbers, but a fantastic opportunity. So, yeah, it was McGill there who got it, that chance, and right on the doorstep, but a lucky break as Field was swimming around the crease there. And the face-off here to the right. Well, we're going to actually head back to center, so the rare face-off at center, not after a goal here. Puck dropped in. Wolves look for it. Murray hits into a skate. The side of the shin pad. Now played up here. Played back in behind by Vint. Vint to her defender, and it's sent up the wall. Chased after. Icing waved off at the last second as that arm was up the entire way until she touched it. Back in behind. MacArthur. MacArthur dishes a nice pass back to the line. Hits off the stick of Thomas. Murray now with it. Murray. So the Wolves, despite being down one here early, coming with a little more aggression and a little more of a game plan, it looks like, and a power play coming their way. So as we speak about it, a friendly bounce there for them is held up along the wall. Face off to the left. Puck dropped in near the end boards. Wolves elect to pass it back down along the half wall. Back to Richards. Richards into the middle. Over to the right side. Wolves try to force a pass through. Skated at and now picked up. Shot down the ice. In along the wall. Fought for. Power play needs to try to get set up here for the Wolves as Webster moves it out. Webster in over the blue line. Webster down the right side. Fed back to the middle. Gamble looking for it. Bounces in over. Back across the blue. Slow up play here by the Wolves. She'll send that into the end boards. Wolves drop it back. Try to feed that back out in front. Picked up. Selects. Pick up. Fire that the length of the ice. Slowed up. McEwen. Pass off the end of the stick, and now back down here in front of the net. Gamble. So power play 34 seconds, leaving a little bit to be desired here by the Wolves as that one's stick lifted. Now picked up. Wolves captain McNeil up over the line. She'll dump it in deep. 16 seconds left to go on the power play. Chason worked in along the end boards. Good board battle there is Lila Burris, but it's taken away by the Wolves. They try to play it back for the reverse pass. Could have tried to maybe take that thing for a skate down around the net. Tried to go back to the well, and there was too much traffic there. So now it's moved up as the power play done. 10 minutes gone here in the first. Selects. Pick up, back to the blue line, down the right side. In along for Tanner. Tanner. She'll get pressured there by Pinow. Freed up for Murray. Murray. Head up. Lead play. Trying to get it for the breakaway. It'll be all the way back though to Field. No icing as she comes out to play it. Now on the right side. In through the middle. Tries to go down low. Doorstep. Another chance. And it's off the pad. So a couple good looks here for the Wolves as the whistle blows for the net being off. Face off to the left. Puck dropped in there. Wolves. Handed off. Gamble. Gamble shot through traffic. Steers clear of the shin pads, but hits the end boards. Bounced in around. Selects. They try to head out, but over skating that one and falling into the boards. There was Ali Chisholm. Now down here in front. Martin. Can't quite get it over as it's back in behind. Wolves slap at it along the wall. Try to chase after that puck with it. High in the air. McAdam waiting for it. Oh, and knocked away by their own teammate there. Stevenson couldn't get on the same page. Yeah, opportunity squandered there. Selects up the left side. Picked up, intercepted. Nice job there by McEwen. She'll step into it, look for a shot, and a little low seeing eye shot just goes by the post there on the right. Selects. Pick up, send that down, and it will be covered up as we get the whistle. 8:29 left to go here in the first. As we roll right along through this one. Puck dropped in. Picked up. That's going to move over to the right side corner. Held it along the boards. They'll jockey for position. Selects come up with the puck. Back down along the right, and a real sharp angle shot there off the stick of Rose McLean. Trying to catch the netminder off guard, but it bounces all the way back to the defender, and now the Wolves try for it, but Gamble gets over-skated, and now it'll head back the other way. Selects over the blue line. Backhand in around the boards. Back up the wall. Pick up Webster. McNeil off the end of her stick. Selects come in with speed. Vint drop pass. Little toe drag action there for Rose McLean. Can't get the shot off as Webster picks it up. Webster here in front of us. Webster going to get to the red line and be able to fire that in along. Slow it up along the boards. Richards shot. Tip play as that went off the end of the pad, and it's Field ready for that one. Jason jumps in on the play, and it's along the end boards. Lead play back to P now. It'll blow up off her stick, so some pressure coming by for this Alexa. She kind of gets crunched into the boards there and gives an extra little shove. They're going to let that go, though. Back in behind and now in front. Carly Boyle. Back across into the feet. Picked up Selects. In over the line, and a nice block shot there. Standing up to it in picture perfect block there by Gamble, who's had lots of time with the puck here in the first. Duncan plays that back into the feet. Down the right side now. Backhand up to McAdam. Rolls off the end of McAdam's stick. Lexi McIntyre now. McIntyre. Here in front over the red line. Trying to bring it in over the blue line. It'll be slowed up. Back in behind. Selects. Lead play. Ricochets off the stick. Down the right side and behind Morrow. Morrow. And along the end boards. In front. Looking for the shot. That one tipped wide. Morrow along the end boards. Back for the Wolves. Little lead play, and they try to touch pass it up. Had a little bit of time to skate with that, but instead tried to force that one through. In over the line on the right side. Gamble put some pressure down low. 5:44 left to go here in the first. In around. Backhand. Picked up, sent down for the delayed icing, and it's waved off at the last second. Back in front, McEwen shot steered aside by Field again. Played back in behind. I don't think this one will be waved off as the whistle goes. And the puck comes to the left side for the draw. And coach has a word with the refs. It's off to the left here. Puck in there, back to McEwen. She'll work it in along the end boards. Looking for that. Played in through the middle. Stevenson, shot, heads to the end again. Selects with it, selects, left side. Oh, and just offside. That was a close one there, but the whistle goes. So we'll have the face-off right outside the blue line here, rolling right through the first period. Played back for the Subways. Selects in over the blue line. Shot on and save made as that one's just eaten right up there. Face-off to the right. Puck dropped in there. Battled for along the half wall. Selects. Backhand played out in front. Shot on. Scores right in the sweet spot. Anna MacArthur makes it 2-0 here late in the first. As the turnover and the point blank shot gets by the shoulder. And it'll be 2-0. So despite the back and forth period, Selects lead 2-0. Wolves just looking for an offensive spark here. Played that in around the end boards. Little backhand, risky play, and it's scooped up though. Played from the left side. Lead pass, heads past the stick. Back over in front. Played for Gamble. She'll work it up the wall, slowed up on the blue line. Dorian shoots that, but the whistle goes. Puck dropped in. Right side corner, fanned on. Wolves into the feet. Selects looking for it. Down the wall, hits the end boards. Richards circling around. Back to the blue line. Shot hits off the stick. Webster picks it up, and now it'll be a foot race for it. Back the other way. Bobbing and weaving and forced off to the end boards in the corner. Stevenson spinning. Looking to get that puck through. Selects. Lead that play up ahead. In over the lines. Tanner all alone. Tanner's going to pull back. Look for someone to pass to. Rolls off the end of the stick. Back over. Puck offside. Face-off upcoming. Puck dropped in. Pino down the wall. McNeil Knocked off, hits a stick, and heads in behind for Carly Boyle. Boyle plays that in around for McIntyre. McIntyre up the wall, looking for that lead pass. And no icing, must have just got a stick on her. In near the end boards, it's tied up amongst the feet. Jumped on there, whistle. .2:28 left to go here in the first. Wouldn't say it's the quickest period ever. But we're getting through her, and it's been pretty entertaining. A couple whistles mixed in with some back and forth action, a couple power plays. Puck drop back to the blue line. Oh, and a little move there. That was a little twinkle toe move by McIntyre. Impressive stuff, and she manages to get the pass off. Now they try to feed out in front. Back to McIntyre. She'll step in, shot, and they score. As that one bounces through, and that starts with the play at the line. And the Selects take a commanding 3-0 lead here in the first with just 2 minutes to go. Back to center. Puck's dropped in, down the left side, sent in around. Trying for that one, it heads back to the red line. In over the line. Down the right side corner. Played around the outside wall. Lost off the end of the stick and sent down. Minute 14, so we're working to the end of this one and tied up along the boards. McNeil fires that in, and final minute of play here in the first. 3-0 lead for the Selects as they continue to push here. Burris just onside there as they hold in. Wolves. Oh, and arm goes up as the back ref calling the penalty on the trip, and a tough time for the trip there for Stevenson. It looked like maybe they were starting to work the other way. Puck dropped in. Gamble along the boards. That one exits out near the red line. Selects down to the right, lead play in. 29 seconds, looking for a move here. Puck still loose, but it'll split the D and come out. And a good defensive play there. Head pass. In over the blue line. 13 seconds to go. That's over to the left side. Selects. Ricochets off the stick. To the end boards. And that will take us to the end. So 3-0 after one. Back for the second in a moment. All right, everybody, we are back here for the second period of action between the Wolves and Selects. As we get right into this one, a little skate around there, and we are ready to go. 3-0 Selects after one, as the visiting team putting the pressure on the Wolves. But now here we go, a little chance down the left side. Mano-a-mano, looking for the pass across, looking for the shot. Oh, and that one just wide. Great look there to start the period for the Wolves, who are just trying to get one in, get themselves back in it. And Wolves pick up and fire that down. The shorthanded chance is Murray puts a little pressure on. Held in behind here by McIntyre. Down here in front. Rose McLean in over the blue line. Down to the half wall. Heading down to the end boards. Conley looks to play that out in front. Selects. Fan on it. Rose McLean does a little dipsy-do. Picks it up. In over the blue line. To the left side corner. She'll be played into the wall by Pinau. Pinau now trying to stick with her. Played out in front though. Looking for the shot, and it just goes wide as the power play comes to a finish. Pinau back to the middle. Shot ricochets off the wall and almost sent McAdam there, but overpowered by Burris. And McAdam go at it again as it's dished over to the left side. Selects in over the blue line. Steps in, shot, steered away. Back to the blue. And hits off a glove on the bench, I believe, as the first whistle of the period comes 2 minutes in. As they're playing all the hits of the past year here. They're doing a wonderful job, the Wolves, as the Wolves PA, I should say, working that aux cord like a veteran, getting the people on their feet out here at the Western Wolves Arena Evangeline Center here in Western PEI. That one played up down the right side wall. Little quick play to kick it back out to the middle. Selects to the left side. Brought in over Chisholm. Into the end boards. Frances McDonald. She'll get into it along the wall. Selects. Backhand comes to the blue line and it'll exit to center. Picked up, little backhand play by Dorian. Nice move there. Tied up in the neutral zone. Picked up and flipped back into the Wolves' end. From the end boards. Trying to get that up the wall. Skated up by Conley. Ooh, and it rolls past the glove there in front, and still with it, Rose McLean. McIntyre walking that blue line with conviction. Steps to the middle, shoots, glove save, trying to go top right, backhand, and it's in. As right on the doorstep, that will find the back of the net, and we'll head back to center. Selects up 4-0. The pressure coming in waves currently. Back to center we go here. Still early stages of the second. Picked up down the right side. Into the corner. Lead play up through the middle. Across the blue line. Rose McLean tries to feed that out in front. Nice job standing up to that puck. Wolves now hustling that out over the red line. Dumped in. Gotta just, and tripping and falling, but right back up to the feet there was McIntyre as the Wolves retaliate with a good chance there. Right now, it's all about just keeping the cool, trying to score the next one here. You have over half the game left. Things haven't bounced your way so far, but just got to keep the head down and try to fight back against this strong Selects team. Puck dropped in. Wolves pick up and shoot her around the end boards. Selects start to hustle that out over the blue line to the half wall. Played across, shot through traffic, and whistle goes. And the conservative cover up, but not that conservative. It's kind of eaten up, and definitely the right play by the netminder. Puck shot on again, and a nice chance. That one rolled up the netminder once again. And we'll try again. Fresh legs out for both sides. Face off. Dropped as it's worked down the side by Richard. Puck sent down into the feed that one off. And it stays alive. Sent back down. Wolves. Gamble's going to pick up. In around to McAdam. Past her in behind, and a penalty behind the play. And body contact call. And that's going to be on the select, so a chance here for the Wolves. Face off here to the right. Puck dropped in. Selects, pick up. Get that back to center. Over to the left. Lead play. Murray, that one's definitely offside, as they have to wait for it to be touched up, and they do, so it'll come back into the neutral zone and play will continue. Wolves across to Mills. Mills from the right. Mills down low. McPherson shot through. Stick handling down low. Jammed that. Trying to work that around. It's on the doorstep, and it just gets by the stick. Mills was on her offhand, and it gets back through again. There's a couple looks on the power play here, and that will end the power play as Murray jumps on her, and that will be 4-on-4 upcoming. So Murray confused by that. Oh, and some words being exchanged down there. But nonetheless, I think that's evened up. And a frustrated Murray heads off. Did kind of look like there was a bit of a tackle job there, though, so I'm not too surprised to see the penalty called. 1:09 of 4-on-4 action upcoming. And still trying to plead her case from the penalty box. Face off to the left. So words with the ref and the coach there for the Wolves, and face-off will be to the left side. Puck dropped in. Selects. Big ol' shot goes high. They look to set up here with a minute of 4-on-4 and then a minute of power play time. Wolves pick up and are able to fire that one in behind, and they're going to go for the cover down the other way by Amy Field. Face off to the right. Pucks picked up by the Selects. Worked in around. Stays in the select zone. Lead pass. That one's grabbed and played up the left side. Sharp angle shot goes wide. It's back to the blue line. Over to the left side. Shot goes high. And in around. From the M boards back to the blue line. Through traffic. That one's on the doorstep. Wolves have to stay on it, and they do for a nice little cover up there. Whistle on the play. As 42 seconds left of PK time. .13 minutes left to go in the period, so another eventful start to the period. Boyle plays that across. Starting to move with its McIntyre. She'll get it over to the right side. Walking in, Boyle back to McIntyre. Shot into a shin pad and now trying to work it back the other way. Wolves get there and will just steer that on. Didn't bother to go for the skate despite chasing that puck in shortly after with Richard. Back in behind. Puck heads up near center. Pass into the feet. That's along the end wall. And now the side wall selects. Looking to set up, and the arm goes up for a penalty from the back ref. Cross-checking. So caught it out of the corner of her eye, and that will send the Wolves back to the PK. Not ideal for them right now. Face off to the left. Puck dropped in. Selects. Play that across. Picked up there by Conley. Conley gets it down to the right side. Half wall. Dished back to Conley. Nearing the halfway point in this game. Selects. Spin back around. Start to bob and weave. Taken away though. Looking for that puck. Let ahead. Shot in tight. Nice save there. Right on the doorstep. Wide open. And a good save there in net. Face off on the left side again. That's held in behind. Aiken, the netminder here for the Wolves. Doing a good job, facing a lot of rubber. Play it to the middle, looking for the shot through, and that one hits the post as player down in front. Now the Wolves look to pick it up. Minute to go on the kill. That's overskated by McAdam. Gets into the feet, but the job done as it gets all the way back for field as the PK continues to work. Selects. Up to the middle. Wolves down the right side. Selects. Kind of get hung up a little bit there was Burris, and field out of the net. Try to help out. Haven't seen a ton of that from the netminder yet, so maybe just trying to get in on the action there. Down the right side. Richards. Shot on. That one steers to the left. Selects. Back to the middle. Wide open shot, but off the pad and save on Dorian. Now another chance in front and a couple point blank looks, but it'll head down the right side now. Slowed up. Led ahead here in front to Rose McLean. And delayed penalty again. Tied up there. Stevenson, I don't know if she's the one taking the penalty, but it'll be touched up. And we'll see who heads to the box. As back to the power play for the Selects as McEwen heads to the box. Just about the halfway point here in this game. Face off to the left. And another word with the coaches over there of the Wolves and the refs. Two minutes up on the board. As it looks like the Flames, if we go to the High Button Out-of-Town scoreboard, we'll check in on what happened with the Caps and the Flames, which looks like they just wrapped up a few minutes ago. A barn burner game in Fredericton as we wait for the score to load. Face off to the left. Held on to. Looking for the shot through traffic. It's still on the doorstep. Picked up, but then sent out. Back in behind. And it was the Flames with a 2-1 victory over the Caps. Over here down the left side. That's dropped back. Looking for a setup here. So it actually ended up being 2 penalties on that play. So the 5-on-3, a shot on, and it'll roll back in behind. So that will push it back to the 5-on-4. And 5-0 the score as we head back to center, officially past the halfway mark. And still 1:20 of PK time here for the Wolves. Is gotta try to lock it down here. So quick word over there on the bench. We come back to center. Puck dropped in. Selects. Drop that back. Lead play. Picked up. Heads to McIntyre. McIntyre over to the left. Francis McDonald brings it in. Drops it over for Chisholm. Chisholm gets it down to the left corner again. Francis McDonald. Back to the blue line. Walking with that thing. McIntyre gets it to the left side corner. Play it out in front. Wolves move it up ahead and circle back over. Murray. Lead pass goes nowhere, but dumps it down. So good job there for the kill. 34 seconds to go on said penalty. Selects. Circle back around. McIntyre over to the right. Back over the blue line. To the end boards. Try to steer that out in front. Poked at. Eakin got a stick on it. That helped out a little bit. 10 seconds to go, and it does get as far as center. Back along the right side, half wall. Puck's picked up. Selects. Start to stick handle. Delayed penalty here against the Wolves again, I believe it is. So, head contact call with 8 minutes to go. And there will be another PK coming for the Wolves. Face off to the left. Puck dropped in. Long to the middle. Trying to get that shot off. Backhand, save made. Nice little toe save as it's kicked aside. Looking for the pass there, MacArthur. MacArthur going to go back to Conley. Conley back to MacArthur. MacArthur stops to bob and weave. Shot scores on the 4-minute power play. It'll be 6-0. So still in the box as well. And it looks like they're changing up the netminder here as Aiken will come out. And obviously he's been battling it all night. Not a ton of that. Those goals were her fault, pardon me. But sometimes you need, I suppose, to switch it up. Back at center here. So Selects continue the work away here down the left side. It's sent back to the blue line. As Crozier steps in, and first shot hits the back of the net, and that will extend the lead, and we head back to center. And that will be the end of the penalty there, though. So we're back to 5-on-5 here. 7 minutes left to go here in the second. Puck dropped in. That one will be sent along the end boards. Chased after. A little backhand bouncing off some skates to Tanner. Tanner, lead pass, but it's jumped at. Selects. Trying to get that out, and it's heading into the right side corner. Boyle drops that back for McIntyre. Circle around. Cut off. There's the Wolves looking for some fight back here. Webster shot on. It doesn't register, and it hits a shin pad. Back in around. Lead play. Over to the left side. Selects getting tied up. Wolves retrieve that. Back to the blue line. Selects looking to set up here. To the right side corner. Tanner on it. Played in around and moved up through the middle. That was Mills who got that out of the zone there for the Wolves. And Burris will skate by. Shot on. Save made on the play. And it'll be a face-off here on the left side. Another little look in front. Gets back to the blue line. Puck comes down the right side. Steered in behind. Stop up play here for the Selects. Backhand dishes over to Dorian. Dorian up to the middle. Morrow into the end boards. Gamble steps up to it. 2 11s go at it. Battled for in the left side corner. Chason backhands it to the blue line. Trying to step around with that one. Shot rifled high to the corner, to the half wall. Gamble looking to stay on it. Oh, and almost caught the too many there, but it'll head up for the Wolves. Wolves entering the zone. A little pressure on, turned over to Chason. Chason back to McIntyre of the opposite team. Plot 4 in the corner. Selects come up with it. Played back over to McIntyre. Lead play. Up ahead. Martin. Martin in over the line on the right. She'll slow up. Martin back to the blue line. Steps in with a shot. That one, nice sauce on it. Knocked down though. Backhand over. Puck rolls off in front. Up a stick. Into the end boards. Puck gets up for the Subways. In over the blue line. That one comes back to Chisholm. Chisholm hands off to Francis McDonald. Overtaken here by McGugan, but then kept in the zone by Selects. From the corner, they jockey for position. Puck's free there. Back in behind. To the end wall. Trying to steer that up ahead. Selects. 2:47 left to go here in the second. Over the line. Shot to the glove. Save made. Face off coming. Game hit a bit of a lull there after those 2 goals in succession on the 5-on-3. There's the Wolves trying to bounce back here, needing to get some shots on net. Trying to dig deep here, nearing the end of the second. It's along the boards. Played up ahead, shot to a shin pad. Battling down low. That one comes out onto the stick there. Burris plays it across. A little pressure as it heads down into the end boards. Puck gets to the left. Played down in behind. Now along the half wall. Chason brings it out. Chason over the red line, shoots it in behind for Field. Field slows it up, pressured. Trying to knock that one back out in front. Back to Pinau. Into the feet. Along the right side. Selects look up ahead. Fed to McIntyre. McIntyre. Over here to Richards. Approaching the final minute to play here in the second. In behind. Now centering pass, rolls off the stick. Up the wall, through the feet, and down the right side. Selects, pick up on that first, McIntyre. McIntyre misses the pass up there, and that will go for the icing. 48 seconds to go in the second. Face off to the right. 48 seconds to go here in the second. Shot into the back of a leg. Comes down the left side and blocked, and a hard one there in front off her own teammate. Stevenson, I believe, has to head off after wearing that one to the back of the leg. Steered in front and covered up. Puck grabbed, moved into the zone. Rose McLean looking for one last chance here. And the whistle on the play with 6 seconds remaining. We'll add that to our clock up here. Puck dropped in. That slapped out as it heads up the boards. Back in behind, and that'll take us to the end of the second. So back with the third in a moment. All right, everybody, we are back here with the third period of action here between the Selects and the Wolves. Commanding 7-0 lead here for the Selects as the Wolves trying to get back into it. Elect to try to go off the corner there as had the wide open stick in front. And this is the final frame here as Wolves trying to at least get one in here, start working things in the right direction. Selects looking to hold on and come out of their first day here in Evangeline with a victory. That one's pushed to the middle. To the stick at the center ice and played down the left side. Selects. Circle back in the zone there, McIntyre. McIntyre gets it over. In along the end boards, lead play. And could have been too many. Maybe cut him a little slack on that one as McGugan was heading off and the changing defender touched that puck first, but no harm, no foul there as they try to go one-on-one back the other way here for the Selects. Down the left side, toe drag in by Rose McLean, but it heads to the corner. Back to the line, shot through traffic off a shin pad, comes free for a moment. Back down to P now. In along the half wall. Up over the line. Slow it up. Played to the open wall. Gamble. Gambling around. Stevenson tries to send that out to center. Played down to the corner there. Conley. Conley backing around past the stick of Vint. Lead play here from MacArthur. MacArthur passed that off. Oh, and Rose McLean with an absolute bar down beauty as we'll head back to center. We'll head back to center, so 2 minutes in. A snipe to extend the lead. Boyle trying to steer that up ahead. Swept on into the zone and the arm goes up and the Wolves back to the PK here. Face off to the right. Up in, Selects. Played across on the line, tipped over. Shot from a sharp angle, loosened up in front off the mask. Back in behind, Boyle. Boyle. Starts up ahead. Little chip play. Steered into the end boards there, Burris. Gets it over, back to the line here for Dorian. Dorian feeds it across to the left side, Selects. Trying for the setup. McGugans slaps at it. Comes back down to the blue line. Backhand off the skate. Into the middle. Murray. Murray in over the blue. Ooh, and body check there, and that will be to the box, laying the shoulder down a little bit. Face off, in around. Trying to get that free. Face off, heads in behind. Along the end boards. That's kicked out. Toe dragged in. Shot, save made, jamming away. Stopped there. Picked up, shot down the left side. And back over. Shot hits the side of the net. In around, McGugan. Shot in around. Up to the middle. Puck jumps to the stick. Selects, play it off to the left side. Stevenson brought in over the blue line. Stevenson down the left, shot goes wide. Picked up and played in through center. Try to steer that back out in front. Picked up by Francis McDonald. Chisholm played it to the corner. Off. Referee going to adjust it, so we'll continue through. Sorry about that, folks. In near the end boards. That one hits off the stick. Looking for the shot. Rides up in front. Wolves, backhand, slow it up against the wall. Over to Duncan. Lifts that up ahead. Played into the middle. Played in from the end boards. Poked at. Free along the left side. Back and behind. That one's played off the stick. Moving up the wall. In over the blue line. Left side. Looking for it. Selects. Down to the end wall. 10 minutes to go here in the period. From the end boards. Pinched in against the wall. Stick handled. Back to the middle. Looking for the shot on. Slow it up in front. And hard hit into the end boards there. As Selects head to the box. Wolves with it. Face off down here to the right, inside 10 minutes to go. Back to the middle, selects. And save made. In the net, we'll get the whistle. And arm goes up, another penalty on the play, right off the draw, head contact. So that'll be 4-on-4 action coming up here now. Face off down to the left. Picked up, played over to the Richards there. Richards steps up into the end boards. MacArthur has that go. That stick up ahead now, Richards. Over to Webster. She'll get worked into the boards. Richards and offside. Up ahead and down the right into the corner. Picked up and hustled in over the blue line. Down along the boards here in front. Puck kicked off, selects. In over the line, selects, steer that on, steered to the corner. Now the end boards, Wolves looking for that puck. Kept in the zone, hustled out by Rose McLean. Off the end of the stick and behind for Chisholm. Chisholm over to Burris. Burris leads that ahead, so 4 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4. Chason backhands around. Mills. Mills took a second there to try to get that lead pass. Now it's brought in over the line. Slowed up by McGugan. Shot kicked aside. Richards back to the end boards. McGugan, shot, steered in behind. Grabbed by Richards, played out in front. McGugan, slapped on, loose on the doorstep, backhand, jamming away. Hits off some skates. Inside 7 minutes to go here, actually. Along the left side. Selects. In over the line, into the corner. Vint. Looking for it. Rolls off the end of the stick. Played to McIntyre. McIntyre over to Boyle. Lead play. Puck way down low there, and a nice chance there. Kicked aside off the pad. 6 minutes to go. Selects. Over the line. Trying to pick up on that. It's chased after. Played to the end boards. Burris. Burris. Lost that. Now hits the stick down here in front for the Wolves. McIntyre shakes Thomas off. Slow to get back up. McIntyre, quick hands down into the end boards. McIntyre, hands off, down the left side. Rides up, hits the glass and behind. Trying to work it up ahead. Battled for there. To the right corner. Fished over there. By Webster, good hard play by Webster, but it's into the feet, and the Wolves keep it alive here. Back the other way, Gamble. Shot. Off the stick and pushed to the corner, picked up by Conley. Back around, lead pass. Selects. In here front, Morrow. Morrow. Cross the line, drops that over. And Wolves flip that up in the air, and it'll trickle down the opposite way. Icing waved off. Puck up ahead. In over the line, and now fought for in behind. Still leading down the left side. Fed ahead. Oh, and into the netminder, but not too tough as they continue to battle. Picked up and end boards. Trying to get that over. It's slowed up. Led ahead. That will be to the end wall. Back in behind, selects. Selects surveying. Brought in over the line. Shot steered aside. Puck. 3 minutes to go. Brought back in near center. Chason. In behind, and it's steered to the corner. Back down to Duncan. Duncan played out in front. Through the circle. MacArthur. End boards. Back to Gamble. Into the feet. Trying to feed that off. Selects. Up to center. Picked up and fired into the end boards for Field. 2:35 to go as we're kind of moving through the end of this one pretty quick here now. Selects, bring it in over the blue line. Step shot on, pad save as it's kicked aside. Wolves up ahead, over to Stevenson. Stevenson in over the line. Stevenson shot, save made. We'll get the whistle here, 2:08 to go. Nearing the end of this one here. As the Selects got off to their early 3-0 lead and never really looked back. Some solid play all in all. The Wolves started off with some good chances, but we think back to one of those ones that just went by the stick in front. A couple backhands that just missed. Those are the ones that are the difference when a game can kind of get to this point, but nonetheless, everyone hustling hard out there, and they'll play again tomorrow at 10:15 here at Evangeline. Back on the call for that one, so some redemption potentially for the Wolves, or the Selects can continue on trying to work on their perfect record to start this 2025-26 season. That one sent down for the icing with 90 seconds flat remaining here. What a day of hockey here on High Button Sports. All the minor leagues that we are partnered with, except for the U15 boys, are up and running and going around. The Maritimes, proud to be presenting you with this league and bringing you the action from PEI. As someone who grew up with a cottage in North Rustico, it's always a treat to come back here, and a little surreal sometimes too, to be able to work here in and out, and to this point, be the voice of the Western Wolves. And if anyone is interested in potentially working for the Wolves or another High Button team, you can reach out to me at jeffhighbutton@gmail.com. We can see what we can figure out, as High Button just kicking off this season. Final minute to play here in this third period. Played up ahead, Selects. Stick handling down the left side. Little pressure down into the boards there as 2-on-2. They jockey for position. Late change here for the defense for the Selects as it comes back to the changing Rose McLean. Sorry, pardon me, that's Carly Boyle. Worked off into the wall there as they get near the blue line. 24 seconds to go. Pullback play by MacArthur. Down the right side, Boyle. Shot, save made, and it might be the final save of the game here. 16 seconds to go. To the end boards, and that hits the stick and heads out. 10 seconds here. There's maybe one last rush in over the line, handed off. Morrow looks for it, and with 2 seconds to go, that will take us to the end. So an 8-0 victory here for the Selects in game one of our two-game set this weekend. We appreciate you tuning in.